What do you think about the man with burned scars?
If you have any opinions or theories, let me know in the comments. I think the identity of that man is still a topic of debate. In this video, I would like to present a new possible theory. Firstly, let me state the conclusion.
Loki is the true identity of the man with the fire scars. It probably involves the Noah's Ark, law, Big Mom, etc. I have prepared a series of reasons to support this theory. So I would be happy if you could watch them until the end.
Anyway, welcome to another episode of Dawn Dusk.
On this channel, The Stellar, a Japanese theorist shares theories and analyzes about One Piece from the perspective of the original language. So, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, let's become Nakama beyond borders like the Straw Hat Fleet. In the previous video, I theorized that the main role of the water family might be to pass down the history of the war that occurred during the Void Century. But what kind of war was it?
Where did it take place?
I think the war that the water family must narrate is probably the one fought by Joy Boy against the 20 countries that would later form the world government. And I believe that the center of the battle was the island of Elbaf. The name of the island where Elbaf is located is War Land. So there is no doubt that there was a great battle here in the past.
And I think that the Trafalgar D water family has an important role in preserving the memory of that battle.
It's not yet clear whether Joy Boy was a giant, but there is some evidence that he may have been. One of these is a giant straw hat at Mariejoa. The details of the hat haven't been revealed yet, but it's highly likely that it originally belonged to Joy Boy. The other evidence is that Ulbel thought Kaido was Joy Boy. It's possible that he was convinced of this because of Kaido's strength. But personally, Ulbel knows that the legendary Joy Boy has physical characteristics very similar to those of Kaido, so there's a chance. I think this is why Ulbel believed that Kaido was Joy Boy. What physical characteristics make Kaido unique? Mainly, his two horns.
First of all,
let's compare the shape of the dragon that Momonosuke transformed into with that of Kaido. The dragon Momonosuke transformed into has only two horns, so I think this is the original aspect of dragons in the world of One Piece. Instead, looking at Kaido's dragon form, we can notice his four horns. These two horns extending to the left and right are clearly not due to transformation ability, but are a physical characteristic of Kaido. From this fact, we can assume that his horns are probably due to his race rather than decoration. It can be said that this horn is a characteristic of the ancient giants, so it's likely that Kaido is a descendant of the ancient giants. Therefore, I think there is a good chance that Joy Boy was also an ancient giant. Currently, it's not known whether he is alive or dead, but Little Ord Jr. has survived to this day as a purebred ancient giant.
I think that the ancestors of humans like Kaido, who have horns, and the other giants may be ancient giants in common. In fact, giants worship the god of the sun. As we know, in Elbaf, there is a festival dedicated to the god of the sun.
Let's see Carmel's phrase, the winter solstice festival celebrates the death and rebirth of the sun.
The sun goes through the cold winter and then warms us again with its beneficial light. Furthermore, when Carmel stopped the fight between the giants, someone said, "It's a miracle."
And Carmel responded, "No, the god of the sun arranged everything."
We could think that giants inherited the faith in the god of the sun from the ancient giants. This god of the sun could be Nika.
As soon as Nika's power awakened, Zunisha said, "Joy Boy has returned." So it's very likely that Joy Boy was a possessor of the Hito Hito no Mi model, Nika Devil Fruit. Furthermore, the Shandia people, who also believed in the god of the sun, had the idea of valuing their ancestors as a god. This means that there's a high chance that the direct ancestor of the giants is Joy Boy. In that case, Loki, born into the royal family of Elbaf, the land of giants, could be a distant descendant of Joy Boy. Maybe Loki could even belong to the D family. Let's analyze his name Loki. His name could suggest that he is a descendant of a clan that is an enemy of the gods in the current world of One Piece. If Loki is truly of the D family and a distant descendant of Joy Boy, then it would be reasonable to assume that he has a road Poneglyph.
Perhaps he is waiting for someone who can change the world. However, we need to solve a problem to support this theory.
Following the theory that Loki is the man with the fire scars, we wonder why he is called that and how he got those burns.
Let's take another look at Big Mom's flashback.
As I mentioned earlier, there's a tradition in Elbaf for fasting for 12 days before the winter solstice festival, during which semla is eaten to build up nutrients and endure the fast. In the flashback, while they were eating semla, a giant said, "I thank the sun for the birth of Prince Loki, born the other day in the castle, and of Goldberg, born in the village, along with all the children." 7 days after the start of the fast, Big Mom developed an eating disorder and began to rage, causing a fire that engulfed the entire village. It is believed that Loki, being just a newborn at the time of the incident, suffered burns.
But there is one last thing I need to explain.
The currently known locations of the road Poneglyphs are in Totland, the Mokomo Dukedom, and the One-Or country. So, where did that man get the other road Poneglyphs from?
From the Fishman Island.
Therefore, to support this theory, I need to explain the relationship between the Yugu Kingdom and Loki. If we read One Piece carefully, we can find a connection between the fishmen and the giants. First, let's take a look at Noah's Ark on the Fishman Island.
Who do you think built this ship? I don't think there's any other option than the giants.
Look at this image. It's a huge ship that even makes Wadatsumi, who is 80 meters tall, look small. The width of the Sunny is 39 meters, so Noah is immensely large. Therefore, it's likely that a giant built Noah's Ark. Furthermore, a Sea King mentions a certain clan that built this ark, and so I have my theory about that clan.
So let me know if you're interested by giving me a like. If this video reaches 500 likes, I'll publish it in this channel.
Additionally, it was revealed that Joy Boy also had a deep relationship with the mermaid who lived in the Void Century. So, if Joy Boy is truly the ancestor of the giants, the relationship between the giants and the fishmen could be like a brotherhood similar to that between the Kozuki and the mink. Exactly 24 years ago, the era of the great pirates began with Roger's execution. So, many pirates tried to enter the New World through Fishman Island, and security on Fishman Island was at a minimum.
In such a situation, it's evident that leaving the road Poneglyph on Fishman Island is dangerous in itself. If the information that the road Poneglyph is on Fishman Island were to spread, more pirates would arrive there.
I think Loki decided to keep the road Poneglyph to avoid such a situation. If the giants and the fishmen are brothers, it's natural that Neptune entrusted it to Loki, the Prince of Elbaf. Eventually, Whitebeard was able to protect Fishman Island from pirate threats, making Fishman Island his territory.
I would like to add one thing.
First of all, where does the road Poneglyph in Totland come from?
I think it was probably stolen by Big Mom from somewhere.
Because the other road Poneglyph were respectively guarded by the Yugu Kingdom, the Mokomo Duchy, and the Kozuki. So, the most likely is Elbaf. That's why I think Loki fled with the road Poneglyph on a black ship, to avoid repeating Elbaf's past mistakes. Another thing to consider is where Loki met Laura. My assumption is that Loki went to Totland to recover the road Poneglyph that Big Mom had taken from Elbaf, and that's where he met Laura and fell in love with her. It's obviously possible that he ate the devil fruit that allows creating a vortex, but it's also possible that Loki can create a vortex using a powerful move like Dory or Broggy. So, as I said before, I think he's waiting for the right person to change the world. In this way, I could explain the real reason why Shanks came to Elbaf.
It's to find the last road Poneglyph.
If he knew that Loki had the road Poneglyph, it would make sense that he stopped at Elbaf to gather information about Loki.
Unless, of course, Shanks knows where Laugh Tale is. I want to share some interesting facts with you.
Do you remember the scene where Luffy was swallowed by a vortex? But that area was in the East Blue, not on the Grand Line. According to Vivi's explanation of the Grand Line, seasons, weather, ocean currents, and wind directions are all random and various paranormal phenomena occur. However, it seemed strange to me that such a phenomenon suddenly occurred in other sea areas. For some reason, the man with the fire scars may have been observing it from the beginning of Luffy's adventures.
And now let's talk about the role of Trafalgar D. Water Law.
As I theorized in this video, it could be that his role is to narrate the story of the war that happened during the Void Century. Additionally, as I theorized in this video, Elbaf could have been the central battlefield of the war. So it's possible that Law heard about the Elbaf War from his family, which would explain why he knows something about Elbaf. Furthermore, now that Law knows that the Elbaf prince possesses the road Poneglyph,
that's why
he may have reacted that way when he heard the name of the man with the fire scars. Currently, Law is on the run with Beppo after losing to Blackbeard.
Let's look at this narration. At the end of that chapter, it said the Heart Pirates were defeated.
But in chapter 1079, when Shanks defeated Kid's pirates, the narration says the Kid pirates were annihilated. So, I think it's hopeless for Kid's pirates to reappear as a pirate group in the future. However, there is a possibility that only Kid and Killer survived and fight alongside the worst generation pirates.
On the other hand, the Heart Pirates were not annihilated according to the narration.
Because of this slight difference, I think Law or the Heart Pirates still have an important role to play in the rest of the One Piece story, as I explained in this video.
But where are they going?
They could be found by Loki and embark on a new adventure to discover the fate of the D.
And in the final battle,
Law and Loki could come to Luffy's aid.